So you're building a competitive team, and you need a fast, devastating physical attacker with normal and flying coverage. When you look at the early route birds, the raw offensive numbers point to Dodrio as the clear choice, over common alternatives like Firo. Comparing them side by side, Firo reaches 100 speed and 90 attack, while Dodrio hits 110 in both. This tier means Dodrio outpaces competitors, but its defensive profile is a massive liability, with a fragile 60 HP, 70 defense, and 60 special defense. That frailty is compounded by its best flying type attack, Brave Bird. It's a move with massive recoil, meaning Dodrio slowly destroys itself every time it attacks. Making Dodrio work requires matching its specific moveset to the gaps in your team, while actively planning for that inevitable recoil damage. The first situational build is the Choice Scarf route, designed for teams that need to stop fast setup sweepers. You equip a Choice Scarf, utilize moves like Pursuit and the move Return. The scarf locks your Pokémon into using only one move until it switches out. This chart shows how that investment pays off. With a scarf, Dodrio hits a blistering 350 speed, surpassing naturally faster threats like Floatzel. This speed gives Dodrio the jump on setup sweepers that have already boosted their stats and would otherwise run through your team. It also provides secondary utility. You can use Pursuit to trap and eliminate weakened Ghost or Psychic types trying to flee the field. However, trading away a power-boosting item means Dodrio will struggle to break through bulky physical walls like Regirock or Mudsdale. The Choice Scarf set provides reliable speed control, but it demands perfect prediction. Choosing the wrong move hands your opponent a free turn that can halt your momentum entirely. If your team needs immediate damage to break through defensive cores without wasting a turn setting up, the Choice Band route is the better option. The Choice Band boosts your attack immediately, providing 2-hit knockouts on massive physical walls like Ferroseed. Success with this set depends on reading your opponent's switches flawlessly to ensure you fire off attacks safely. Because Dodrio lacks bulk, it will likely be knocked out if it takes even a neutral hit while switching in. This set requires slow, bulky pivots, like Lantern or Alolan Persian, who can take the incoming hit and safely bring Dodrio onto the field. The Choice Band allows Dodrio to break through teams with sheer force, provided you have a dedicated pivot network to keep it from taking damage before it can strike. The third build is the Setup Sweeper, utilizing Sword Stance to boost your attack against heavy stall strategies. This build is complex because it requires committing your team's single Z crystal, either Flyinium Z or Phytinium Z, specifically to Dodrio. Here's the math. A Sword Stance Brave Bird deals massive damage, but the 33% recoil is lethal. By upgrading to the Z move Supersonic Sky Strike, recoil vanishes. This allows damage to spike high enough to destroy physical walls, while keeping Dodrio's health untouched. Dodrio is too frail to set up a Sword Stance while under attack. You have to corner a passive, low-damage opponent like Audino just to afford that one free setup turn. Committing a Z Crystal to Dodrio also limits your team's tactical flexibility, since no other Pokémon on your roster can use one for the rest of the match. The Z Crystal set trades away your team's most valuable macro resource for the ability to break defensive cores without Dodrio knocking itself out. Regardless of your chosen build, Dodrio must pay a mandatory environmental tax every time it enters the battle. As a flying type, Dodrio loses exactly 25% of its total health instantly just by entering the field if Stealth Rock is active. That penalty lowers the threshold for priority moves, like Fake Out or Ice Shard, to finish it off before it attacks. This entry tax compounds with the recoil damage it already takes from using Brave Bird. Running Dodrio requires a dedicated hazard remover with Rapid Spin or Defog, taking up a non-negotiable slot on your roster. Because Dodrio operates on a ticking clock, dedicated hazard control is a mandatory requirement for using the Pokémon successfully. Dodrio requires deep architectural support to function, as its effectiveness depends entirely on the specific team environment you build around it. This decision tree helps you match your team's profile to the optimal Dodrio build. Choose the Choice Scarf set if your team needs emergency speed control and a way to trap ghost types. Choose the Choice Band set if you need immediate wall-breaking power and already have slow pivots to guarantee a safe entry.
Choose the Sword Stance set with a Z crystal if your team struggles against defensive stall and can corner passive opponents for a free setup turn. If your team lacks reliable hazard control, like rapid spin or defog, you should avoid using Dodrio entirely. Players who need attackers to absorb hits should look elsewhere. Dodrio's recoil and frailty mean it will often defeat itself before the opponent does. Supported perfectly, Dodrio can systematically dismantle an opponent, but even one mistake in your hazard control or pivoting will cause it to shatter instantly.